there's a lot to talk about for this segment. We're going to talk about Kamala and her website and how she's asking for money, but there's no policy. And there's a lot of things to break down for this segment because Kamala literally has nothing on her website. Look, folks, listen. Kamala Harris for president, right? Let's go ahead and pull this up here. Just want to share it with all of you so all of you can see it. Harris for president. Together, we can win this. Join the campaign. And perhaps they're still building it up. Perhaps they are. But it's only money. It's only cash money. They're only asking for money right now. Okay? That's kind of what's happening right now. Kamala Harris running for president, which is fine. All good. But see, here's the thing. Just so you guys know, here is Kamala's X account. Okay, just so you guys see that. Then you click. Oh God! No! I just noticed this. No! Are you serious? You're gonna run with that? I'm not crazy, am I? Fighting for the people, wife, Mamala, are you? All right, I caught live on air. I was not expecting this. Why? Yes, I did. I just noticed this. Right now. Live stream chat. Yeah, I didn't even see the Mamala part in there. Anyways, what I was going to say before I was rudely interrupted by the Mamala Kamala stuff. If you click on the link here, all right, all it is, all right, great, close. What do you got here? Nothing about policy. So that's an issue, and a serious one because what policies is she running on? Does she have any policies? Because if we look at Kamala's policies, especially those in the past, she's been quite terrible.
There are reports that say that you have the lowest approval rating of any vice president.
Well, there are polls that also say I have great approval ratings.
Swing voters don't like Harris. How big a drag is Kamala Harris on the ticket?
She's a pretty big drag. I think she was arguably Biden's worst political decision.
They don't like her. There's lots of reasons they don't like her.
Kamala Harris's approval rating is now at 28%. Which is an historic low for any modern vice president.
We're hearing it from mainstream media, one outlet after another, one leak after another. The Kamala Harris is the worst vice president ever, the worst politician ever.
We don't see the vice president. What people are saying to me, and I'm sure they're saying it to you, where's the vice president? Some White House officials are feeling that she came off looking unprepared for inevitable questions about when she might visit the southern border.
We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe.
So when you look at her campaign website, all it is asking for money. No policy. What are you running on, Kamala?
And I don't understand the point that you're making.
The point that Lester Holt was making was obvious to anyone else who was watching this interview, which is that the issues at the border are inextricably linked with the portfolio that she's been given.
The border is secure. We have a secure border.
Bidenomics is working.
Prices have gone up. And families and individuals are dealing with the realities of that bread costs more, that gas costs more. And we have to understand what that means. That's about the cost of living going up.
Jesus Christ. So for all these liberals that are going to bat for Kamala right now, what are her policies? Are they just the same as Biden? Is that it? Because so far, I'm not seeing anything. Even Trump's campaign website is more coherent. All what Kamala is doing is bringing out her tin can saying, give me money, give me money. You know what, better yet? Here, let's do a better analogy. You're at some seedy strip club, and Kamala's up there dancing, begging for money, and no one's at the main stage. So if you're not sitting at the main stage, because you got to tip, right? but nobody's there. And she's saying to everyone, give me money. Give me money. No, because what are you offering? Nothing. A whole lot of zero, nada, zilch.
He picked Kamala Harris to be his running mate. She was ranked and is ranked as the most liberal senator in the United States Senate. So he could have gone the other way, but he went to the left.
Joe Biden is running.
Ugh. She's the most liberal in the Senate. Really? What are her policies?
For re-election, and I will be his ticket mate. Full stop. Full stop. Sit.
Does she have anything? No. Go to her website. Again, all it is asking you for money. $25, $47, $100, $250, $1,000, or other. Take action. Donate today. That's it. Nothing else for policy. Click on this. Let's close this. Oh, right back to asking for money. So you keep on asking, refreshing. What are you running on? What are you running on? Why don't you have anything? To which I have to give a huge shout out to Sabby Sabs. Shout out to Sabby Sabs as always. Please be sure to follow her work. Lying, there's no platform on her website. What WTF are you talking about? I know your job is to defend the Democratic Party and to promote them as well, but this is ridiculous. Where's the black agenda? No reparations, no black agenda, but people need to line up and vote for a cop? People are seriously donating money to a candidate with no platform. Meanwhile, you're struggling to pay for groceries. Look at her website. And you know what? Hey, just so you guys and gals could see it for yourselves, click the link, go here, share the tab. Oh, right back here again. Close this. Boom. Still asking for money. Money. So what can we take away from this? Let's pull up this video here.
From supposedly unemployed individuals. Now, let's take a look at some of these numbers. 4 unemployed individuals donating a staggering $197,993.68 across, you ready for this? 23,416 separate donations. That's an average of 10 donations per day, every day, since January 1st, 2023. Does this sound like genuine grassroots support to you? So let's break it down. These suspicious donations. First, we have Carolyn from New Jersey living in an apartment and listed as unemployed. She somehow managed to donate over $53,000 through 5,998 separate donations since January 1st of 23. The bulk of the donations, 36,000, went directly to Act Blue across over 4,600 transactions. But it doesn't stop there. She also made donations to various Democrat campaigns and
So where's all this? What is the overall goal of this? This is how you launder money. This is how you scam people. And this is how honest voters are being used. There are more reports coming out of people who, yes, would probably vote Democrat, or either that haven't voted for quite a while, who somehow, out of the blue, their names are being signed up as people who donated thousands of dollars. And I'm being generous because that's the lowest it can get, but there are people, minding their own business, and their names are being used as a way to hype up Kamala. There's fear and blood in the water. The Democrats know it. They're bleeding out. And there are so many sharks coming by to sniff out what's going on. They're willing to find out overall what the problem is. And this is something that I am going to be observing, especially at the DNC convention. Just a side note, security is going to get a little bit more stricter. I want to say that we are going to do everything we can to cover the DNC convention to the best of our ability. A lot of members of independent media are going to be there. And to each of my colleagues, we're going to have to probably meet up and talk, because good luck to all of us. Some of us may be more successful than others, but security is going to be tight. And I understand why now, Democrats. You're trying to hide your scam.
PACs, including Bob Casey for Senate, Jeffries for Congress, and Nancy Pelosi for Congress. So how does an unemployed person living in an apartment have this kind of money to throw around? Next, we have Sandra from California. Also unemployed and living in an average house, she donated $30,000, or just over $30,000. Ready for this? Across 66,000, almost 6,800 donations. Again, the majority went to Act Blue, just over $19,000, over 4,870 donations. She also contributed to Rosen for Nevada, HMP, and even Harris for President. That's right, folks. Direct donations to Harris' campaign from an unemployed individual. And then there is Thomas from Wisconsin. His listed address is just a plot of land, yet this unemployed donor managed to give, you ready for this? Just shy of $70,000 through 2,600 donations.
Boy, for an unemployed person, he sure is rolling in the dough. How is that an unemployed person's able to do that? I mean, through quick savings and stock trades? Is he using the Nancy Pelosi method of doing insider trading? $70,000 to Kamala, and he's unemployed? Yeah, that doesn't add up at all.
A whopping 34, almost 35,000 went to Act Blue in 1,600 separate transactions. He also donated to the Progressive Turnout Project, Retired Americans PAC, and once again,
Volunteera says, maybe they were saving up this whole time. That reminds me of that classic Simpsons line where Scorpio is trying to take over the world and he shoots the laser beam and the United Nations watches it. And one of them says, maybe it collapsed on its own. Which in many ways, you know, fast forward to 2024, a bridge collapsing on its own seems very plausible. But, how does somebody who's unemployed shell out $70,000?
Harris for president. And then we also have here, this is Amy. Meet Amy from Oregon, another unemployed donor who somehow scraped together $42,000 for about 8,000 donations that Act Blue received. Okay. Now they received 29,000 from her across 5,500 transactions. She donated to Ameripac, Moms Fed Up, Elect Democratic Women. Now, my friends, these patterns are not just suspicious, they are downright alarming. So how are unemployed individuals making thousands of small donations totaling tens of thousands of dollars? And why are they spreading these donations across multiple Democrat campaigns and PACs? But it gets worse. Tony Saruga, another investigator, he found over 400,000 new Act Blue accounts created in just 30 days. Now take a look at some of the emails that were sent by the Harris campaign. They're practically begging for $1, $2.
I get text messages. Over the weekend, I got like 10 different text messages from the Democratic Party. Kit, can you give money to Kamala? Kit, can you get some money for Kamala? Kamala's really doing good in the polls. If we remember, I just pulled up her campaign website. She has nothing to offer. There are no policies. What about women's reproductive rights? Nothing. Black agenda? Nothing. Investing into our infrastructure? Nothing. Foreign policy? Nothing. All what she's running on is Donald Trump bad, so give me money. Give me money. She's a stripper at the club that's not stripping, and yet she's demanding money from everybody. That's not how this works. That's not an exchange of ideas.
$3 donations, but there's a twist that reveals just how deep the rabbit hole goes. You ready? In this email, you can see right here, they're pushing hard for a measly $3 donation. They claim it could guarantee Joe and Kamala are reelected and prevent Donald Trump from becoming president again. Yeah. Well, here's another one. This time, they are down to asking for just $1. $1. They're using scare tactics, mentioning Trump's far-right billionaire donors and a supposed $50 million donation to Trump's super PAC. It's clear fear-mongering 101. But this last email is where things get really interesting. If you notice the name at the top, FJB, now you might think that's just a random set of initials, but here's the kicker. The investigators deliberately seeded these initials into Act Blue's database. That's right, America. Tony Saruga and his team inserted tens of thousands of fake donors into Act Blue lists to track their activities, and lo and behold, here's one of the fake names showing up in an official email. This proves beyond a shadow of doubt that the Harris campaign is using these ActBlue lists for their fundraising efforts. They're sending personalized emails to names that don't even exist.
So in other words, folks, we're being scammed. People are being lied to. It's one big lie. This is what we're witnessing here. And Kamala, as a candidate, I could say this with absolute confidence. Democrats, are you 100% certain that this is the victory that you guys want? I have no idea really how you're going to be selling the DNC convention or what's going to be happening there. I don't know how inclusive it's going to be, but I am understanding now more and more about the intense security. And yes, to be fair, what happened to Donald Trump was god-awful and horrible. But even before what happened in Butler, Pennsylvania, there were so many reports when Biden was still the nominee of security being tight, of access of journalism and media outlets being denied entry into the DNC convention. This is becoming an ongoing and very concerning problem for me, especially when you look at the fact that the DNC is going to be a controlled environment here in Chicago. In the middle of this city, there's going to be a whole lockdown. And from what I've been reading from sources here, especially from local Chicago media, the Democrats want to control a narrative, or at least that's how it's being perceived. And they want to make sure that if you are going to be anywhere near the grounds of the DNC convention, you have all the right criteria to be there. They don't want anything to upset the image. Case in point, protesters being denied entry, critics being denied entry, media being denied entry, or anywhere near the facility whatsoever. Kamala's not running on anything because she has nothing to run on. But yet she's asking for money, and the Democrats are promoting all these no-name donors as people who are heroes, when in fact, all of it is smoke and mirrors. This is like a story from a Hollywood movie. It's all one big lie. It's all an illusion, trying to hype up somebody that's not running on anything at all. But at least the internet can come through. So I'll end this segment with a video that has been going viral. Kamala Harris. Now, again, it's all satire here. This is just a joke. But this video has been going viral.
I, Kamala Harris, am your Democrat candidate for president because Joe Biden finally exposed his senility at the debate. Thanks, Joe. I was selected because I am the ultimate diversity hire. I'm both a woman and a person of color. So if you criticize anything I say, you're both sexist and racist. I may not know the first thing about running the country, but remember, that's a good thing if you're a deep state puppet. I had 4 years under the tutelage of the ultimate deep state puppet, a wonderful mentor, Joe Biden. Joe taught me rule number 1, carefully hide your total incompetence. I take insignificant things and I discuss them as if they're significant. And I believe that exploring the significance of the insignificant is in itself significant.
Talking about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time, and there is such great significance to the passage of time.
Another trick is trying to sound black. I pretend to celebrate Kwanzaa, and in my speeches, I always do my best Barack Obama impression.
So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type.
And okay, look, maybe my work addressing the root causes of the border crisis were catastrophic, but my knowledge of international politics is truly shocking.
The United States shares a very important relationship, which is an alliance with the Republic of North Korea. It is an alliance that is strong and enduring.
And just remember, when voting this November, it is important to see what can be, unburdened by what has been. And by what has been, I mean, Joe Biden.
And through the passage of time, maybe someday people will realize that the Democrats were never serious in the first place. But what's going on with some money? What is Kamala running on? Time is running short, Democrats. I don't know how you're going to pull this one off. Maybe somehow enough people will be deranged enough to vote for you and maybe keep you guys around. But this is the implosion of the Democratic Party. Grab the popcorn, folks. It's only going to get better.